Good morning, everybody. It is your daily crypto news. It is Wednesday, June 26, 2024. Give me some feedback. Matt at dailycryptonews.net about our new show, Trends with Benefits, where we pick a new coin every single day, 4 days a week, and we break it down, tell you the pros, the cons, and we use our combined 20 years of experience in this space to give you honest feedback about the projects. So, do me a favor, listen to Trends with Benefits, give us some feedback, mostly on the structure, not the production, because we're ramping up the production and basically trying to figure out our flow before we spend and put a lot of time into the production of it. We want to make sure first that it hits and you guys like it, so please give us some feedback. Let's get into today's news. This was my favorite headline of the day, and also it brings up so many conversations. Toys R Us made an ad with AI. And so this is the first ever brand ad using Sora from OpenAI. It's a 1-minute film, and it premiered at the 2024 Cannes Lions Festival last week, and it was revealed online on Tuesday. And so the ad is titled The Origins of Toys R Us. And the video tells the origin story of Toys R Us founder Charles Lazarus, the son of a bicycle shop owner who created the toy store in 1957. And it brings to life the company's mascot, Geoffrey the Giraffe. It features visual effects, almost entirely created by Sora, with prompts. And if you haven't seen it, toysrus.com/studio. And let's just say not everybody was impressed. Some people were impressed with tweets like, the first AI-generated brand ad has arrived. Congratulations to Toys R Us for taking the lead. #Sora. And then other people, for example, like Theo, said JFC, you know what that stands for. This is an abomination from @Toys R Us. As if it wasn't bad enough that they're using an AI tool trained on the plagiarized work of thousands of artists and unlicensed IP, they're clearly too cheap to use real creators and child actors. Makes a strong statement in itself about their own lack of imagination and shits given about their core audience. OpenAI's chief technology officer, Mira Murati, said some creative jobs will go away because of this, but maybe they shouldn't have been there in the first place, which is pretty savage. I want to know your opinion on this. Matt at dailycryptonews.net. I think it's very interesting. Look, I'm a small creator, right? We have a podcast. I've been doing podcasting for a long time. Some big, some small, some medium. And right now it's basically a non-paid gig that I do every day just for me to get up and read the news, to stay connected to the space, give you some feedback as well. And I need tools. Like, this stuff is expensive. If you want creator packs for music and B-roll and so on and so forth, yes, they have things like Artlist, but that's still $500 subscription a year. And if you want like Opus Pro, that's $15 a month. If you want to cut clips, if you want your hosting services, look, all this stuff just adds up. So if you're a small-time creator, you're just trying to figure out how to best spend your money for a hobby that you have. And with AI, now you're able to quickly make show notes, a lot faster to do research, a lot faster to fact check, a lot faster to compile different things, make thumbnails, as you guys know we do, music and so on and so forth, and ads. So from my point of view, as a small creator with no money to spend on hiring child actors and ad writers, this is a great thing. And yet, but I understand where if this is your business, we see this in this crypto space a lot, where government officials and regulators are trying to attack people's industry, the crypto industry, and the people who have been building in the crypto industry for the past decade or more feels under attack. You're trying to steal their livelihood. And so I totally understand why child actors and writers and directors and creators feel like they're directly under attack with this. So it's ongoing, seems like a perpetual question that has been happening over decades, centuries, and millennia about technology and how it empowers some and takes away jobs from others. What do you think, though? Again, Matt at dailycryptonews.net. AI is just not about making pictures and memes and asking questions on OpenAI, but also you can do some good work with it. There's a new artificial intelligence model that was created to detect 13 different types of cancer with a 98.2% accuracy using only DNA data from tissue samples. The new AI model is dubbed eMethylNet, and DNA methylation is a chemical process that occurs early when cells start to grow, including cancer cells. The researchers trained the machine learning model to spot early building cancer structures and pathways. They collected data from more than 6,000 tissue samples from the Cancer Genome Atlas, representing 13 types of cancer, including breast, lung, colorectal, and others. They then tested it on more than 900 samples from independent databases. So depending on the availability of training data, this method can be used to extract and detect hundreds of types of cancers. More than 19 million new cases of cancer are diagnosed every year, and 10 million people die from cancer annually. And so with a simple DNA test, 98.2% accuracy of detecting cancer in your body and multiple types of cancer at once using AI seems like a great use case for AI, in my opinion. But will this also take somebody's job? I think that the benefit outweighs the cost. Moving to actual cryptocurrency, which is why you're here. This is why we're called Daily Crypto News, not Daily AI News. But AI is kind of interesting. But anyway, we'll get into it. On Friday at 8 a.m. UTC, Bitcoin options worth around $6.68 billion and ETH options worth around $3.5 billion are set to expire on the leading derivative exchange Deribit. This impending expiry represents around 40% of all the current cumulative open interest. And every quarter there's large quarterly expiries, and they often lead to increased volatility in the market, making prices unpredictable due to higher trading volumes and the closing rollover positions. Options, as you know, are derivative contracts that give the holder the right but not the obligation to buy or sell the underlying asset at a predetermined price on or before a specific date. And while this might be short-term bearish, everybody's saying, traders anticipate a positive shift for Bitcoin by July 12th and ETH by July 5th. Those are really specific dates. I don't know about these specific dates. However, I kind of feel that we're overdue for a bullish turn because we're going sideways for a while and we went down quite bigly over the past couple days. So I think that it'll be way overdue. So I'm going to go, yeah, I agree with that. Another thing that could fuel a bull is a spot Ethereum exchange traded fund. It could launch any day now. But the fact is there's going to be a fee war. You know, all these companies that are applying for a spot Ethereum ETF, as they did with a spot Bitcoin ETF, try to adjust their fees to attract all the people who are chomping at the bit to get this ETF. And a recent filing shows that investment management firm Van Eck will be waiving the fee for Ethereum ETFs until sometime in 2025 or until the fund reaches $1.5 billion in assets or whatever comes first. I kind of feel like the $1.5 billion in assets will come way first. And like I said, when Bitcoin came out, there was a fee war, and the lowest fees will get that initial action of people who are chomping at the bit trying to find where they're going to get their Ethereum ETF. After that, my opinion is you'll see the same thing that happened to Bitcoin. Fees are going to start to even out. You're going to see people trying to adjust their fees so they're making a little money off of this. And more than likely, it won't be a lot of people shopping for the best fees, but it's going to be people who are going to be going into the ETFs that just have a relationship with their bank, with their brokers, their financial advisors, and who they use. And finally, Representative Matt Gaetz introduces a bill to allow federal tax payments in Bitcoin. And I am just going to stop right there. You're not going to pay taxes with Bitcoin. Nobody's going to pay taxes with Bitcoin. It happened in states. It happened here in Ohio about a decade ago. They said you could pay your Ohio state taxes in Bitcoin. Nobody did because we're not giving the state our Bitcoin. We're not giving the feds our Bitcoin. You don't get the point. Why would we pay taxes in Bitcoin? You want US dollars. We cash out our Bitcoin. We pay your taxes. We keep our Bitcoin. You have your greenbacks. You have your fiat. You don't get our Bitcoin. And so, as I understand what Matt Gaetz is trying to do here, be a friend of the Bitcoin and crypto community saying, hey, let's make a use case. It does sound like the Fed is just trying to get our stash. You're not getting our stash, Fed. By the way, what is our stash worth today? Let's take a look at those crypto prices.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
And the time is 9:46 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Fear of greed is at 46. It's neutral, leaning to the fearful side. Bitcoin is sitting at $61,707, up 0.7% in 24, still down 5.3 in 7. Ethereum is at $3,385, up 0.4% in 24. Tether's number 3, Binance is at 573, pretty much even from yesterday, and Solana is up almost 1% at 137.95. Rounding off the top 10, we have USDC, XRP, which is at 47.4 cents, down 0.2%. Ton coins at $7.46, down 1.6% in 24, but still up almost 8 in 7. Dogecoin is at 12.4 cents, up 0.5%. And Cardano's at 39.1 cents, up 0.2%. I bet you're wondering why I'm reading the 6 through 10, because I usually never did. I always read the prices for the top 5 and then just ran through the 6 through 10 spot. That's because Sarah yelled at me. Sarah Kwan said, hey, you better be reading all those prices. And she yelled at me. And so now I'm doing it. The total market cap is at 2.27 trillion, a Bitcoin dominance of 53.5, and an ETH dominance of 17.9. And that was our show today. Please give us feedback, matt@dailycryptonews.net. And you can send us a DM on Substack. Our Substack is dcndailycryptonews.substack.com. And I will absolutely reply to you directly. It's easier, but you can also send me an email. And don't forget to go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, 5 stars, comments, all the good stuff. And until tomorrow, happy hodling, everyone.